axis to the y-axis to points for the z-axis. In the theoretical framework of string theory, 6 extra dimensions are said to be compacted by other 3 spatial dimensions and all. Time is also considered as an extra dimension. While it might sound strange to analyze string theory to require to exist space-time dimensions, and simple string theory to require to exist space-time dimensions in order to be consistent. These two numbers already inferred and often a bit other technicality attract. What is more amazing is how the linear manifold with really flatness string theories seems resembles a two-headed clock. A dotted duality, like harmony and chaos, or possibly rather a middle world which is separated from being united together. In quantum physics, there is wave-particle duality. If this
Hey everybody, how's it going today? Thursday. It's not Saturday. Yes, we know. We just can't update all the titles and everything every time we do a different day. I mean, come on. We could have said Electro Thursdays, I guess. So, I've been pretty chill today. I actually started, I didn't tell anybody, I should have told you. I've been streaming for an hour on Twitch, just on my channel. I was just fooling around. I don't know why. Just thinking ahead about different formats, different ways we can do things. Let's see who's in the chat today. Who was first? James Porch. Yes, it's Thursday though. SciAC PhD Live. We got me. That's right. Who do we got today? We got me. What's up, Absent? You've got the day. You've got a holiday too. That's great. Shanksy, hey. The yummy abscess. Man, that's a little bit strange. Glad you finally made it though. David Bora, welcome. Martin Crockett, nice to have you here again. Theodore Maxon. Oh yes. Simple Sam. Hey, May is here. Mundulator. Lies Society still wants that sample. That I think you're talking about those weird vocals from the pre-starting thing. Lost Hippies here. Did I already say Shanksy? I think I did. Philippe Barbosa, hello. And I think we're all caught up. Here we are. Yeah. I got my keyboard going here. Hi, it's Thursday. It's not Saturday. I always say, hey, it's Selway Techno Saturday. No, it's Thursday. I'm out of town this weekend, so instead of doing the usual stream, I figured, hey, why not just throw it in during the week, the day before Abe. So, you got me today, you got Abe tomorrow, and then Saturday, you're on your own. Go watch an old one if you just really are hankering to have a Techno Saturday, because we got plenty in the bank on YouTube, so definitely check those out. Nice to be here. It feels different during the week. I'm in a different state of mind. It's, I don't know, I'm kind of mellow today. I don't sound mellow because I'm kind of, I don't know what I'm talking about. But just when I was kind of working on some musical ideas for today. And anyway, we'll get into that. As always, I must mention, this is 343 TV brought to you by 343 Labs, music production school in New York City and in Berlin and online. And of course, we have 343 Studio, our online subscription program, as Abe likes to call it, the dojo, your dojo, where you can hang out and get feedback and mentorship and join collaborations and access workshops and all sorts of other content that's being updated all the time. And yeah, we have our classes that we're running in person, a bunch of classes starting up. I think, yeah, if you didn't sign up last week, you missed out on our 2-for-1 thing. We had a really good deal going, which ended just a few days ago, where you could buy one course, get one free. But I don't know. Still, if you're thinking about doing a course, if you like what you see here, check us out. Links in the description below. Join our Discord. Be part of the community. There's a lot of different ways to get involved. And of course, again, I'm going to keep saying of course. Of course, we have 343 Studio, which I really like doing the feedback and the mentorship. I like being able to meet different people, hearing different music. We get from beginners to more advanced, and one-on-one kind of going into what each person needs to move forward. I really enjoy it. So come and check it out. All right. So let's see. Who else is in the chat? What's going on today? Do some chill IDM. Who said that? I just accidentally scrolled, and now I lost who said it. Mellow is good. Yes, Yummy Absence says Mellow is good. Oh, Simple Sam, do some chill IDM. Well, it's electro. I'm making electro, like rhythmically it's electro, but I am kind of on the chill IDM-y kind of brain side today. So yeah, we can do a little bit of that. And it's all happening in the context of recently Arturia has updated the V collection with, there's some updates of existing synths and a couple of new ones, right? We got the SQ80, the SQ80V, which is, we have a software version of this classic digital synth from Ensoniq. And there's the MS-20V, right? Now we've got a really powerful, really good model of an Korg MS-20 from Arturia. And a couple of sample-based instruments, which are not, they're new. It's interesting that it's part of the V collection, which is, the V for kind of vintage or virtual or whatever. They've made it kind of a point of having this package of synths that are really good recreations of hardware, of classic synthesizers from the past and samplers and everything, as well as acoustic instruments like pianos and things like that. Organs, right? But we have augmented voices and augmented strings, and so I'm trying them out today, and I'm not doing too much with sound design, really. I just am going through the presets, checking out how it sounds, and seeing where that takes us in terms of kind of composition and starting to build up a track with these new instruments. Also, I'm trying out the update of the CS80, the CS80 V4. There's the Prophet 5V. I love a Prophet, right? So that's pretty much where we're at today. Just starting to build up a new track. I have a couple of parts down already that I'm thinking about, and we'll all hang out and go along for the ride. So yes, let's see. Michael Black says MS-20 good, very good. Yes, I've never owned an MS-20. Abe has an MS-20. Abe, you should break that out on the stream one day. I'm sure people would love to see you do some magic with the real thing, because I know you used to use that a lot for your techno productions, starting in the 90s. It's a very unique sound. It does especially with the sequencer, you can come up with some really crazy stuff. So that's part of what we're doing today. Simple Sam says, I got the old V collection because it was cheap and because I figured I could skip 9, and I was right. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think having the MS-20 is pretty cool. So we'll see. Let's go. Let's get into it right now. And, oh, my camera's off. See, this is what happens when it's Thursday. Everything is just wacky and different. And I don't even know why my camera is off. Let's see. There we are. Hi. Let's listen to what I've got already. I had to start with something, get the electro vibe right away. The drums are, actually, I'll point this out real quick. The drums are all from a pack I found on Splice. In Living 808 from Jamie Liddell and Jimmy Edgar. And those are two guys who know what they're doing. I've had the pleasure of making the acquaintance of Jamie Liddell many years ago. He's a really fun guy, really smart, really on top of things, so incredibly talented. And he's known for doing kind of the, he's a singer as well as being like a genius electronic music producer. That just popped into my head. I guess I can. I was hanging out with him and some other guys in Japan at a gig, and we went to this electronics market in Akihabara in Tokyo, and he was trying to find components to build an electroacoustic instrument to use in the show that night. I mean, that was like, what? It's amazing. He'll just do it. Whatever comes into his mind, he does it. And then I don't know Jimmy Edgar, but I know his music. He's an incredible producer. I love especially when he makes electro. He does all sorts of things. Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out, that they have a really nice sample pack of processed 808 and other kind of drum sounds and loops. That's what I'm using for the drums. Just taking it easy today. I'm not building everything from scratch. I'm just taking stuff that I've got and making music. All right. This is where I started. This just came from a preset in the MS-20 V. What is it? What's the name of this preset? I can barely see it. I need my reading glasses. Amsterdamer. And it's making use of the built-in sequencer. Anyway, here we are looking at the MS-20, the synth section. And it's semi-modular, right? We can patch, we can customize. And we've got, right now, the sequencer's patched in this preset, it's patched into control oscillator 1 voltage and as well as the frequency. No, that's total what? I'm not sure. I'm a bit of an MS-20 novice, to be honest, so I'm not exactly sure. If any of you guys know MS-20 well, let us know. There's total, and then there's frequency, right? So that's the pitch. We've also got something patched into the filter frequency, right? And going back into the sequencer, I already changed the sequence. The preset has a totally different melody playing. So that's the first thing I did, was just I thought, okay, that's a cool patch to play with. It's a good starting point. And it's just, the MIDI notes transposing the pitch up and down, and then the sequence is following and creating that that rhythm and that melody. But yeah, we've got channel A is routed to the filter. We have each step I'm controlling and emphasizing or de-emphasizing a note based on the filter frequency. The channel C is doing pitch. In semitones. I forgot where it was. And then channel B is doing control voltage, so I'm able to like detune the notes off a chromatic scale, which I thought was kind of cool. I was having fun with that. Could do a little bit of pseudo microtuning with that. And the sequence length originally was 8. The preset started just with the traditional sort of even number of steps. And I like that. But I also like bringing it down to 7 and creating that kind of polymetric vibe. Oh, I like that. Dan Dawson, hey, what's up? Electro Thursdays, every day is Electro Day. Yay, every day is Electro Day. All right. Oh, look at that. Simple Sam. That's right. There is a Cherry Audio MS-20. They're great. It's probably, I don't know, how much is that? The Cherry Audio MS-20. Their plugins tend to be pretty inexpensive, right? They have good prices. So I like this vibe. Kind of hypnotic, rolling electro beats. And I feel like the melodic element of it, it's positive. It's not this. We're not going dark necessarily with this sketch that we're building here. I tend to get into music like this, like it's hypnotic, and you can just kind of get lost in it. Oh, that's nice. Just bringing the filter frequency up is great. It always works. It sounds even more complex now, especially one of the things I noticed about this sequencer in here that's pretty cool is that you have portamento in the sequencer and it could be set separately for the different channels. So you can have different steps gliding and different things gliding separately from the overall portamento for the whole instrument. So that's a cool thing to play with. Play with this all day. Okay. Alrighty, now a couple of different directions to go from here. I'm thinking about heavier bass maybe. I don't know if I want to go the like kind of sharp, stabby, funky electro bass or if I want to do more sustained, dark, cinematic. All right, I'm thinking about that. In the meantime, let's take a look at something very different, right? We've been looking at the MS-20, which is, analog, semi-modular. Kind of complicated to look at, right? Let's move over to a different decade and check out this new SQ80. All right, so definitely very different vibe to this synth. It's very bright and shiny and digital and precise. I mean, it has a unique sound to it. I always felt like these old Ensoniq synths stood out. I have a hardware Ensoniq. I have the ESQ-M. Very similar to this. And I always, I used it a lot, but I always found it hard to kind of fit in a mix with stuff sometimes. So it definitely stands out. And in a good way. Sometimes if you, like, I found this with Nords too. Like, we played with the Nord recently. They have a distinct kind of sharpness to them that cuts through. That's really great. So I think Ensoniq kind of shares that in a way. It's not as bright and sharp as the Nords, but it definitely has some distinct kind of layers, elements. I'm checking out the chat here as well. You guys are giving me all sorts of ideas for what to add to this. All right. We asked about how much was the Cherry Audio version of the MS-20. $29. So yeah, if you don't want to go all in with Arturia, I mean, I guess you have the less expensive option with Cherry Audio, but I don't know. I really, really like working in the Arturia kind of playground and having the V collection and all of these synths that are so well designed and have, I like their vibe. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Francisco Maurice says you need 16th shakers with some phaser. That is definitely a good idea. I mean, I got the fast hi-hats on there right now. I could add a phaser to that, or we can do another layer. I'm taking a mental note of that. We'll come back to that. Simple Sam says, I don't think the PS20, the Cherry Audio version, has a sequencer. Yeah, that's a thing. Like the Korg sequencer that goes with the MS-20 is really cool. Right, very unique. Yummy Abscess recommends layering an 808 and pitching it for bass line. Yeah, I mean, that almost always works. Definitely, giving it kind of a more rolling bass vibe, subby kind of thing. Taking mental note of that. That's a good suggestion. And Absent says, I got the ESQ-1. It's a great synth. Definitely. Right. So there's the ESQ-1, and then the ESQ-M is the rack version of that, which I have. And the SQ-80 is like the more advanced, I think, the update of those in a way. Cool. So let's check out this SQ-80 a little bit. I have a part that I started playing around with here. This is I don't even know. There's more to it than that, but I was trying to think I wanted something kind of bright and sharp and like a lead, but not too much in your face. So I recorded a bunch of MIDI. Let's see how that sounds. It might be embarrassing. Needs to be quantized, I think. There it is. This was just me improvising earlier before we got started going live. Mistakes and all. Okay. So I think I want to use one of these sort of melodic variations that I just played. For right now, though, let's see what else we can get out of this SQ-80. I'm going to add another one, and we can play around a little bit and check out some of those sounds. Hello, hello, where are you? There you are. Francisco says, add dub rave chord. Yeah, maybe. Not a bad idea. That is so SQ-80. So like late 80s digital. Or is it early 90s? I can't remember when this one came out. going to go through some presets. Let's see what we got. No way. That's like what you don't do with the next SQ80. That sounds, I mean, it's a thing, I guess, if you're doing certain genres, but that's not what we're looking for right now. Stuff like that, though, that's great. This could get cheesy real fast. All right, that's a little too tinkly. It's called bouncy bells. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I mean, that's not so different than of a sound that you might do on a virtual analog synth or an actual analog synth, but it's got that little gritty digital edge to it. Yeah, definitely like the pads and the atmospheric sounds a lot. Oh, there's that thin, very, very distinctive, like resonant sort of electric piano sound. Whoa. Simple Sam says, see, these sounds I don't know what to do with. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing. Like you get a new, there's certain types of patches on synths that are like kind of cool by themselves, but then it's hard to fit them in musically. That's definitely without limiting yourself, right? I guess it'd be helpful if you hear a sound that you like, you can dive in under the hood and then start to like play around with it and make it more unique. Having this is a thing. Programming the original hardware for things like the SQ and the ESQ are like, it's just horrible menu diving, and having like really nice software interface to control the engine is all the difference, right? And that's another thing Arturia are really good at. I like that they're like, this isn't just, trying to emulate only the way the hardware looked. They're giving you a useful interface that works on a screen. It wasn't designed to, it's not, just turning, it would be horrible if you just could only go in and do the little like faders and buttons, right? Like this just makes all the difference. That kind of view. Let's see if I can find anything else. All right, this is also not the kind of sound I want for this track, but I like how playing that kind of nice, pretty plucky sound up here down a couple of octaves. That could be a nice aggressive element, like something to layer for a bass, something like that. That sounds pretty cool. Who was talking about like a tuned 808 type of thing? I mean, this has got more of a, it's not an 808, but it's got that kind of round sub underneath that punch of a kick. Interesting. That's nice. I really like that. If I wanted to go in kind of a darker, more mysterious way, that would be a cool sound. Why am I playing minor chords? The melody in the sequence is more of a major. Maybe, how does it sound if I keep it major? It doesn't work on that sound. The sound somehow wants to be minor and spooky. Or maybe if I play something more neutral. Fourths and fifths, maybe. something about like the vibe I'm feeling musically today is definitely spacey and atmospheric and kind of, I don't know. We're going out there today. All right, let's go back to what I had. You're getting the vibe of the synth though, right? It's got this digital edge to it. It's very unique. It really stands out. And it's a really good model of the SQ80. And I definitely, have a soft spot for that era of synth and it's nice that I always wanted an SQ80 back then. I got the ESQM, but this is great. Okay. But let's get rid of that and go back to the one that's working more musically. One of those is going to work. How many bars is that? 4 bars. Make that length 4. Let's get a nice loop of the part that seems to be working. Now, it's hard to loop. The start point of this is, the phrase starts ahead of the bar. So when the downbeat, we're not going to hear any notes because because the note-ons are before it. But let's see how this works. It'll make more sense in the arrangement view. Is it? I see. It's quantized wrong. I think I needed to be here. This is crazy. All right, let's try that. That should work. Yep. Now it's starting in the right spot. All right. Oh, we're wrong about the PS20. PS20 does have a sequencer. Sorry for that little bit of misinformation earlier. That's cool. Simple Sam says, turn this sound into a stab. Which sound? Was it one of the earlier ones that when we were going through? Oh, I see. You were saying the 5 strings. All right, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one because I've already deleted it. Now we've got a suggestion from Francesco Manfredi. What about some longer notes with the saw wave for a bass line to add some grit and melody? That's one of I was kind of thinking about that, like a low sustained, heavier bass. So that's a good suggestion. And about the note-ons for the MIDI, Sam says, Simple Sam says, Ableton will fix this in Live 87. Right? I know. I thought they already fixed it. I don't know. It is definitely weird vibes, Simple Sam. Now I think what I'm going to do is make a variation on this clip. All right, I want to have it just repeating on that end note sometimes. So am I going to have to do this? I might have to like bounce this to audio or something to make it a little bit easier to arrange. It seems crazy to have like a note play that long. If I make this 8 bars, that's got to be long enough, right? You just hang on the root, and I can switch between get the idea. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. I will pause just for a moment, just to check in with you guys in the chat and say, hey, this is 343 TV brought to you by 343 Labs. This is John Selway. This is Selway Techno Saturdays. Cross out the Saturdays and insert Thursdays. And actually, it's not Techno Saturdays. Wow, I really messed this up. It's Electro Thursday. That's what it is. As mentioned earlier, we're streaming today because I will be away on Saturday, and I didn't want to shortchange anybody. And I thought we can just hang out and do something today on a Thursday in the afternoon when my mind is scattered. Hey, we're making the best of it. And got a bunch of you guys in the chat. Really happy that you were all in here. I was wondering, how's it going to go on a weekday versus Saturday? You know, everybody's used to Saturday, and we still have a good turnout today. Super Marks says, starting to sound like the opening titles for a sci-fi film. I think that is highly appropriate for something electro-oriented, definitely. We were talking about that last time with Devious Enemy about sci-fi and electro, and that they just kind of go together. And of course, he was talking about like trying to find other concepts that work with electro besides your typical sci-fi futuristic robot kind of stuff. But we keep coming back to it. We love it, right? I think there's a lot of nerdiness involved with this kind of stuff. And I own it. I'm happy with it. Cool. And Yummy Abscess says, ever thought about making a Dropbox so we can throw samples and MIDI files in at me? Okay, let's do it. I mean, I don't know if I think I was thinking. I'll say this now. I was thinking about doing some longer streams every now and then that are less sort of, you know, high energy and more just hanging out while I'm working on music or whatever, and things kind of can be more relaxed. That might work for a situation like that where, you know, we do like a long form kind of more hangout and, you know, see what we can do with the sounds that you guys submit. That could be fun. I'm open to that. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. And absent. Oh, hey, look. Hi, Anthony. Thanks for stopping by today. We have a holiday today here in Germany. Yeah. So I picked the right day for you guys to hang out. Normally, I guess a lot of people would be working or doing other things. You guys have a holiday today. We have our holiday. It's actually Monday. But yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. So a lot of people are away or off or doing things or not working over the weekend, including me. And Anthony, I saw your post about not being able to come over here because of visa issues. I'm really sorry to hear that. I know there will be some disappointed fans. But next time, right? Definitely. I'm going to do whatever I can. When you, hopefully someone can bring you to New York. I would love to like meet you in person and like see you do a show in New York. That'd be incredible. So in the future, we'll think positive vibes to make this happen in the future. Cool. And we have another suggestion while we're just sort of pausing and hanging out with the chat here from Francesco. You're giving lots of great suggestions. What about, instead of making the note longer, you make a dub effect on the same note? I see. So it just echoes out, overlap. Yeah. That's a cool idea too. And that is definitely something, I'm still just sketching here. That sounds like something that I would set up in the arrangement when I start forming this. You know, right now this is initial stages, but also very good suggestion. Nice. All right. How are we doing for time? 1:40. Only 20 more minutes. I feel like time has flown so quickly. Let's go back. And again, just as a reminder for those of you who have shown up a little bit later today, basically, I'm just checking out these new plugins in the Arturia V collection, just getting familiar with them, not getting deep into sound design or anything, just going through some presets and hearing how they sound and getting a first impression, and then starting to use some of these sounds in a new sketch and a new idea that hopefully will turn into a track eventually. All right, so we looked at the MS-20, which I think, you know, it's great, and there are other versions of this synth out there, as we mentioned. Cherry Audio has one. I've got this one, and I'm enjoying it so far. So I think Arturia has done a pretty good job of recreating this kind of iconic semi-modular synth. Okay, and then we've took a look at the SQ80 so far, right? Definitely different vibe. Digital, right? Cross-wave synthesizer, right? We've got these digital oscillators, and we've got cross-modulation and sync between the oscillators. But aside from that and the digital vibes and the digital sound quality of this, it is a subtractive synthesizer. It's not a super complex synth to learn how to use. So, right, 3 oscillators, a filter, an envelope, 4 envelopes, 3 LFOs. I think most anyone can get their head around this. Cool. Now let's switch gears a little bit and take a look at these new instruments from Arturia. We've got these augmented sample-based synthesizers. We've got augmented voices, right? And these to me, they kind of look like contact instruments, right? Where you know, it's like kind of a cool macro-based interface with some pretty graphics. Of course, we can go on. All these Arturia plugins have this advanced view where you can get deeper into it. And it looks like this sort of structure, we're layering samples and then kind of mixing between them. We've got various modulation sources, an arpeggiator, which is cool, and effects. So yeah, this is another kind of approachable synthesizer. And I don't know, I like using synthesized choirs and like big chords in Electro. So that's sort of what I thought. Maybe I can find something like that in augmented voices. And then also we have augmented strings, which I haven't even listened to this one yet. So but again, it's kind of the same interface, right? We've got these pretty graphics, we have some macros, and we are just taking, all these presets are taking different combinations of sample-based sounds. And actually it looks like there's some kind of synth elements as well, but approachable. Let's take a listen. So I started coming up with a chord progression a little bit earlier. Not sure about it yet. Let's hear what we got. Right, so kind of ride this line like a little bit dark, but musically kind of ending up sort of more positive, like modulating into that major chord at the end. Let's see what other sounds we can find in here. Anthony says there will be a New York date. Can you tell us when? I'd love to know. I hardly ever go out and any kind of, extracurricular activities, I like to plan as far ahead as I can. So let us know, hopefully, as soon as you can. I'm looking forward to finding out what that date is for New York. That's going to be great. Cool. Oh, and here's another nice thing to remind you guys about. We have a free masterclass going on here in New York City if you're in the area tonight, right? There's a link in the chat. Definitely sign up for that if you are in New York and you want to learn some cool kind of more advanced stuff, I think, about setting up for live performance in Ableton Live. So should be very interesting. And we also, this hasn't been sort of officially posted yet, but we've got coming up soon, June 2nd, Peter Kern from Create Digital Music is going to be doing a modular synthesis kind of workshop and demonstration using software. I think he's going to be building stuff with Reactor, and there's like a pack of plugins you can get for free from Native Instruments, and he's going to sort of tie all that together. So that's another thing for anybody who's in New York tonight or next Thursday. We've got some cool events happening here at 343 Labs. Anthony likes the first 4 chords. All right, I'm going to listen to Anthony's advice. You like the first 4 chords. Let's hear those again. I could see those repeating. I think maybe that's what you mean by just the first 4 chords. All right. Make that a little bit longer so it's closer to the length of the other ones. I like this preset I found. Oh, I have the wrong length on the MIDI. Let me fix that. It's going to drive me nuts. It needs to be 8 bars, not 7. Let's play around with the macros a little bit. Apparently this macro is changing the formant so it sounds more female or more male depending on which way you go. In this low octave, it just sounds kind of more bright as you bring the morphing amount up. It sounds cool. Good idea, Anthony. Just to keep it simple and repeat the 4. Let's see what these strings sound like. That's a nice, I mean, whatever that preset that I started out with here is, it's really nice. It's simple. I mean, again, this is like it's a sample playback mainly. We're layering different types of samples together. Yeah, I'm just thinking sort of about like what Arturi is trying to do with these augmented strings and augmented voices. It's like making it easy to go through lots of different sounds and then make your own kind of new combinations of sounds. And it does kind of remind me of the types of things that are being developed for Kontakt, right? Maybe, I don't know if there is a little bit of competition here. Who knows? All right. Let's go through some other sounds. I like that beautiful swell. I'm going to go back to strings, 90s Insomniac. What's that going to sound like? That is totally different. Plucked string, interesting. It's really interesting to have these kind of traditional acoustic string sounds mixed with the synth layers. That's kind of cool. All right, that's kind of interesting. That's not going to fit with the voices, but I'm starting to sound like Anthony Rother. What did you do? You came in the chat, and I started thinking about Anthony Rother tracks, and now I'm playing chord progressions that sound like you. Didn't mean for that to happen today. That's kind of funny. All right. It's okay. I need some more time to go through these sounds. I'm happier. Maybe we'll skip the strings for today, and we'll just... So far, I like what was going on with... choral sounds. And maybe if I do use the string, we can go back to where was it? Swelling. Can I search? I can. Beautiful swell. Nice. That's a nice cinematic, kind of smooth string preset I might come back to. How are we doing? How's the chat doing? Eulimer says, OMG, I would glitch the hell out of those vocals, evolving beat repeat into a redux into a delay with a BPM sync gate for rhythm at the end. Sorry, ignore me, just joined. Sorry, I didn't ignore you. But I like that. If someone's in there like enthusiastic and having ideas, that's why we're doing this, right? That's why I like coming out here and, you know, even if it's just like kind of a relatively low key, I'm checking out some presets and some new plugins kind of a day like today is. You guys are here. We're here together. We're thinking about ideas, right? And then you can, you know, get fired up and apply some of these ideas to your music. That is perfect. So yes, not ignoring you. Don't apologize. That's great that you have a really good idea. Cool. All right, we have more plugins to look at, right? We took out the augmented voices for a little bit, and so that's all of the new ones, right? The SQ80 is new, the MS20 is new, the augmented ones are new, but now we have updates. And I've played around with the CS80 before. I'm not completely sure what all the improvements are with this, what or the changes are with the CS80, but what I do know, the one that I do know is the overall sound quality and engine is supposed to be better / closer to the original. Let's see, what did I find here before? I like this sound. Now, is that delay doing the repeats, or is that aftertouch doing the repeats? That's a tricky thing. You hear that? I played a note and then way later we heard it a higher octave. That's got to be the pitch shifting delay, right? It's waiting however many beats and then it's playing again an octave higher. All right, so that's a nice trick. Get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. The chorus sound needs to be separate. Getting lost again. Anyway, I just thought that was a really, when I just started going through the presets, I thought that was a really nice element for my spacey kind of out there feeling today. Let's check out some other presets. I'm just going to go ahead and reload this. You got to have a keyboard controller with aftertouch to really appreciate the CS80V. I mean, I think that's one of the amazing things. I mean, aside from just the sound quality, you know, the character of a CS80, but like the expressiveness that you can get out of it. You know, of course, we all know who is famous for using the synth who passed away, Vangelis, and not to be a downer, but I mean, we could celebrate the beautiful music that he made with this synth. And it was so expressive because it responds to your hands so beautifully. And so you got to have, I mean, there's no wonder they put this aftertouch surprise preset as the first one when you load it up, because being able to lean in, you know, you've got that extra little bit of modulation when you lean in on the keyboard on it with aftertouch that makes all the difference for making expressive performances, keyboard performances. Sounds really nice. Now, I didn't think, that's a cool bass sound. I didn't figure I'd pull the CS80 out for the bass, but let's maybe try something. It's a little too funky. I don't know. I think I want to keep this more straight, but playing funky bass lines with my hands. Usually, like, if I'm trying to do more robotic kind of sequenced bass, I just draw it all in. But it's fun to improvise the more kind of syncopated, funk-oriented bass a lot. What else have we got? That sound, I like the sound on its own, but it doesn't seem to be gelling with the groove, at least not the notes I was playing, but the sound I feel like wasn't quite right. Let's see what else we got coming out of this. Definitely not. I mean, classic sound, but too specific, kind of. Got some nice ring mod going on in this sound. I wonder. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm going for here. I made it more, I gave it more of a fast decay and reduced the release time a little bit. I mean, classic thing to do, right? Kraftwerky sort of thing. Or Cybertron, or I don't know, Anthony Rother. I think everybody... It might be interesting to find a different scale rather than just going up chromatically like that, but I don't know. Just a quick idea. Just popped into my head playing around with that sound. Let's see what else we got. How are we doing for time? 2 o'clock. It's about time to wrap things up. We'll just take a real quick look at the Prophet 5. Again, this is an update, just sort of a sound quality and interface update, I think. So earlier when I was going through a couple of the sounds before I started, I was thinking maybe I do want like a brighter, aggressive lead or something on top because it was getting so spacey, right? It really it's funny when I took out the MS-20 kind of sequence, it opens everything up. Like this, musically, this thing really kind of keeps it in one space. Maybe using this lead sound is kind of someone made the suggestion earlier, Francesco, I think, made the suggestion of having like a sawtoothy bass. That's kind of sawtoothy. sure about that sound. Let's see what else we got here from this prophet in the lead section. Very soft. That is very electro-y. Potentially. I don't know. I think it makes sense to look for, especially for electro and similar genres, like don't just look in the bass section for low frequency sounds. Like there's a lot of really characterful sounds in the leads and you just play them in lower octaves. That is definitely electro worthy. Up here, it's kind of dinky. It's okay, but playing down here be good for a dirty, growly electro bass for sure. Let me go. All right, totally different vibe, but here's where I was saying before about like sequencing rather than playing the bass sound for something more to sort of stiff and robotic. This would be an example of where that would work. We're back on Robot Planet now. I don't know if that's going to work with the other stuff that I played, but maybe in a different section. Maybe I'm going to go in a totally different direction from here now. No. Not 100% on this bass, but it's kind of it's got that sync kind of screech to it. Oops. Like the really stiff electro sharp bass vibe combined with the very almost natural sounding strings. I that could be a cool juxtaposition. I think like not every sound you use to make electro needs to be like perfectly like synthetic, right? It doesn't always have to be synthetic. I like the idea of mixing in acoustic or different types of sounds that aren't your typical electro sounds, but still keeping the electro vibe. Cool. All right. That was a nice thought to end on. We're a little bit over time. I got to get going. It's a weekday. My kids are in school. I got to go pick up my son very shortly. So Thanks to everybody for hanging out with me today on Thursday. It was really nice to have so many people. It was great that it was a coincidence that in Europe some of you guys have holidays today. So thanks to Anthony for popping in, for Francesco Maurice for all the nice ideas. A lot of you gave me some nice ideas today, and to everybody in the chat, regulars and new people, welcome, and hopefully we'll see you around other days. We'll be back on schedule after this weekend. We'll be back to Saturday. So that's it. I've got to rush off. I wish I could hang out longer, but yeah, life moves on, and I will see you all next time. Adios.